Welcome to the credits video for Let's Play Crysis 2. I'm BurningDogFace. And that was a hell of a run. I guess I won't be using that outro and intro after all. But still! Now I need to keep an eye on this, because I distinctly remember that Crysis 1, the credits just loop when they run out. And I went through it definitely at least once, and then like 1.5 times before I realized. It was kind of embarrassing. Digital Marketing Manager, Dusko Souza. Maybe I'll try to remember a name. But man! I guess Alcatraz and Prophet have merged. We're the same person now. Except it sounded like Prophet's voice was in control. Or maybe the suit just overwrote Alcatraz with a new body for Prophet? Or I don't know. This fucking alien technology, man. Can't believe after all these years I finally finished this game. It feels really good, I gotta say. It's really strange to me, by the way, that they had they only had so many upgrades, and there weren't very many of them. But one of them was specifically dedicated to fighting an enemy you only encounter like 8 of in the entire campaign, and that's really weird. Oh, actually, I seem to remember a comment suggesting that the cloaked enemies show up way earlier on higher difficulties. That might be it. But still, this was not at all what I was expecting. I mean, the first game was very much just a hoo-ah, military hero kind of game. And, this was so much darker and grimmer than that. And at the same time, it almost felt like everything was planned in advance. Like, they just knew how dark it was going to get when they put the first one out. I really like the way that at the start of the game, I'm just running from everything, just... You know, it's cell guys with the most basic weapons, and I'm still barely hanging on and managing to run. But then, you know, I get more confidence, I get more skill, I get more experience, I get more upgrades, and gradually I start turning things around until I'm the one hunting them, just casually running all around them in cloaked mode and stabbing. Or even the Ceph can't predict where I'm going to be. We won this battle. We killed every fucking Ceph in New York. And I just got really distracted from my train of thought because that last heading there was Crysis 2 Nintendo Switch port. Could this really be the second game in a row that's a PC port of a Switch remaster? Silly. I'm not entirely sure what's up with Alcatraz suddenly turning into Prophet at the end there. Maybe they both exist in there. I guess this is a good time to mention something I did know about Crysis 3. Something which made a whole lot more sense after Prophet started taking over as the suit AI, I have to admit. But not by much. Because I mentioned that I know that that Psycho comes back in Crysis 3. Well, the only other thing I know about Crysis 3 is that you play as Prophet. So I just assumed this entire time it was a prequel to Crysis 2. But it's afterwards, isn't it? This is the new Prophet, the one who's also Alcatraz. The other thing I remember, by the way, is that the third thing, yes, is that they add a weapon, a compound bow. It's called, yes, where and I remember all the reviews saying it was massively overpowered because because you can fire it without breaking the cloak ever. So about it being like a slow projectile instead of a bullet. Allows the suit's cloak to compensate for that. So yeah, the general opinion was that it was massively overpowered, but also made the game really, really fun in a one-sided kind of way, to the point where I actually saw a mod for Crysis 2 on Steam that just adds the bow from Crysis 3. I wonder why the map is flickering like that. I assume this is a map of New York and not, say, an extreme close-up of, like, skin cells. You know, I think if I made a game, I would insert a thing where, if it's the Steam version, for example, there's a special thanks, and then the first name on the list is your Steam account's name, just to mess with you. Like, I'd be here talking to you guys about what a great game this was, and how fantastic the sound design and the visuals were. And then we get to the end of the credits, and it's special thanks to BurningDogFace. What? Just throw me off in the middle of a sentence. Oh yes, and shout out to KOR, who informed me that the word I was struggling to remember about those towels is monogrammed. Ha! Also, shout out to Justin Jones, who suggested that all those metal tentacles were the Ceph's attempt to connect to the internet, which I like. I had one other one in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Might as well. Shout out to Derek Floyd, who says the Tunguska, apparently, event is ripe for speculation and conspiracy theories. Yeah, it was Yornik who informed me how it's actually pronounced. The most likely cause that fits all the evidence is a meteor that exploded before hitting the ground, but fiction has plenty of alternative takes on the event. The Resistance games have the Chimera arrive on Earth on that meteor, while the X-Files had the Black Oil Parasite as its passenger. Two sublines of the Chronicles of Darkness tabletop games have supernatural causes for the Tunguska event. Nikola Tesla, who's involved in quite a few sci-fi interpretations, caused it when he broke a piece of Eden in the Assassin's Creed series. SCP-873 is an SCP Foundation object that has some connection to the event. In Ghostbusters, Ray Stantz claims that it was an interdimensional cross-rip, but puts the date as 1909. As opposed to 1908. Shockwave in the Transformers film series, Shockwave caused it when he arrived on Earth. Oh, this is interesting. A similar but much smaller event happened in Chelyabinsk in 2013 and was caught on multiple dash cams, so we have an idea of what the Tunguska event might have looked like. That's neat. I think the thing that impressed me most about this game was the enemy AI. Because it's like, well, when they see me, they don't all just turn in that direction and start shooting. It's one guy will turn in that direction and start shooting, and everyone else will try to flank around me. Well, not necessarily with the Ceph, but their tactics were different because they were aliens. I mean, those motherfuckers can do like a 10-foot vertical jump. Of course they would go after me. Just in a more straight line effect. Nabil Abdul-Gadir. Abdul-Gadir. That's a good name. I hope there's something left of Alcatraz in there. I mean, they were having a conversation, weren't they? Shit, maybe they'll just make up a voice actor for Crysis 3 and Alcatraz will be the guy in your head. This does raise the question of what the fuck the man in the suit looks like now. We don't even know what race Alcatraz was. Maybe they do the Venom thing, or on the left side of his face it's Alcatraz, and on the right side it's Prophet. There was just so much death and destruction, so much more than I was expecting. It was like an actual war zone, as opposed to your usual, thing in American movies, where, oh, the city is bruised but not destroyed. We will rebuild, and it will be just like before. I don't think that's happening this time. I mean, Central Park just exploded. Giant shockwave of nanomachines. Given that it was about 1,000 feet in the air, I haven't the slightest idea how we survived the fall, but hey, I'm not complaining. So wait. Hargreaves said that Rash rejected the idea of putting himself in a cryotube and interacting with the world through a computer. Main theme composed by Hans Zimmer, You the Man, MVP. Seriously, that main theme is one of the best musical backings I've ever heard in a video game. Story, Richard Morgan, colon, and then written by Richard Morgan in quotes. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know. It makes less sense than if they had just said story by Richard Morgan. If they've done voice actors, I haven't noticed yet. I was lost in thought. Oh, that's nice. They're crediting the people who edited the trailers. And, there were tech issues along the way. And I'm not in love with that. Like all the little random crashes, or that part where I got into a consistent crash and had to start the level over. Oh, here's the cast. I think they might have used the head of the studio's wife as the physical model for Tara Strickland. Because I noticed her last name had a Yurley after a hyphen. Lockhart was a great villain, and that he was totally irrational and in no way sympathetic. Because sometimes you just need a motherfucker, you know what I mean? You just need a person with no redeeming features whatsoever. Someone you can hate. I wonder why the names are all in different orders and they're doing these different lists of different language voice actors. Why they don't always... You know, the first one started with Chino, but this one started with Prophet, this one starts with Tara. Damn, that's a lot of different dialogue dubbings. Thanks to the Budapest team. I don't think you pronounce the T, right? It's Budapest? I don't know. Attila Soslow? That guy had interesting parents. Ivan Dragun. That's a great name. Makes him sound like a Soviet bad guy from a movie from 1981. I did find it incredibly difficult at times, but it almost always felt like, well, that was my fault. I mean, there were a few times where I noticed a number of times where I felt like I was stuck on something in the environment and just got mercilessly gunned down, but for the most part, it just felt like, well, I shouldn't have done that. Alas, I'm not on the special thanks list. Cry babies. I love that. Aww. Miles Etienne James Berry. From the Crytek team, and it's... Oh, okay, they're doing different translations, sure. A big thank you to our families, friends, and fans for all their support and encouragement. We couldn't have done it without you. Oh yeah, Sevat Yearly, that was his name. I want to thank every single Crysis 2 team member. Oh man, that's going by way too fast. EA was involved in this? I don't remember the logo at the beginning. I know they were involved in the first one. I didn't know about this one. Certainly not like them to underplay their involvement. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the future of this. I might actually go back and play Crysis 2. I mean, Crysis 1 again. You got a nice mixture of answers there. Some people wanted to see me go back, some people just wanted to see me go on to Crysis 3. At least one person specified go back for Crysis 1, but then don't play Warhead, which I thought was interesting. I feel like if I was going to go back and do the one, I would probably do the other, since I never did that in the first place. Oh, Worldwide QA. That's why I didn't have any names under it. It's a heading for this whole section. WWQA. What would Quentin ask? But man, we walked right into the heart of that mess with wall meat and aliens and dead people everywhere and a terrible virus. We really saved everybody. We made it count. I thought they put the special thanks section at the very end. Toby Bushnell, I know that name. Why do I know that name? Babel Media Compliance Test Team. I feel like the naming yourself after the Tower of Babel is, kind of tempting fate, given that the whole point of that story was mankind being punished for their hubris. I really liked the variety in guns. Quite a number of them did not appeal to me, but that just, that's just what variety is. Given that Grendel was a big scary monster who liked to rip people limb from limb, I'm very confused why they named the precision rifle after him. And they're right, the story isn't over yet. The Ceph are still here on Earth, and, whoever is currently in the nanosuit still can't take it off. It's probably still evolving thanks to the way that suit works. So there are definitely questions to be answered. Now that we've decimated Cell, I find myself wondering who the inevitable human bad guys are going to be in Crysis 3. Because that was like the whole point, it's a mix of fighting humans and fighting aliens. The first game kind of fucked up the balance really bad, because like the first two halves of the game is 100% humans, and then the last third of the game is 100% aliens. But I felt this had a much better mixture in there. The first third of the game was all humans, but after that it was a nice mixture back and forth of humans and aliens. Really mixing things up. It's like, well, here's a section where you're backed up by the Marines, so you've got friendly humans and evil aliens, and they're fighting each other. Or fuck it, here's one of Cell and the Ceph, and they're both trying to kill you and each other. Powered by GameSpy. I don't know how many games I've seen that in over the years. Is the GameSpy website even still there, the one that used to review video games? The fact that certain buildings existing in New York are named, depicted, or referred to in the game Crysis 2 does in no way... Oh, geez, that does in no way reflect on reality, I think. Oh! Is it starting over? Is this the start over? Oh, this feels like it's starting over. Okay, yeah. Where was that name I saw? Huh. Alright, I'm gonna push the button. Okay, let's see. First of all, achievement unlocked, start spreading the news. Oh, I like that. New York, New York. Finish the single-player campaign on any difficulty. And while I'm here on this screen, let's see the achievements I did not get. Okay, Death Grip. Kill 10 enemies with grab and throw. Not a terribly useful skill, since you have to be right up their ass to do it. City That Never Sleeps. Complete 6 levels on Veteran difficulty. Evolution. Complete 12 levels on Veteran difficulty. Men of Destiny. Complete the single-player campaign on Veteran difficulty. Heart of Darkness. Complete 6 levels on Post-Human Warrior difficulty. Medal of Honor. Complete 12 levels on Post-Human Warrior difficulty. Yes, Post-Human Warrior. Complete the single-player campaign on Post-Human Warrior. I assume they mean difficulty. It's just not there. Death Slide. Kill 5 enemies while sliding. 0 to 5. Not an easy thing to do, to be fair. Fastball. Kill 10 enemies by throwing an object at them. And 6 hidden achievements. Whoa. Well, that's gonna make a good thumbnail. Barkley, Tara Strickland in the room where she saved my ass. Chino on the submarine, Ceph Stalker. Oh yeah, the ticks! I stopped seeing them after a while. The Pinger, some Cell Goons. I guess they really are just called heavies. Hey, I recognize that. That's that concept art I saw, which means this bit right here is Alcatraz's shoulder. Hargreaves signs off, the final email that I collected. From Jacob Hargreave to Nathan Gould. Well, Nathan, here we are. If you're reading this, then I'm finally dead, and the tasks that are left fall to you. The nanosuit has reached its full potential. The coding changes necessary for it to modify the spore are in place. This will prevent the rejection mechanisms we've encountered so far in the Ceph nanoflow from blocking or limiting replication. The reversal should become total, the spore in essence becoming a vector against alien tissue instead of human. It was once my intention to wear the suit myself and deliver this weapon to the heart of the Ceph systems personally. It seemed only fitting. I stole Promethean nanotech fire from them at Tunguska and gifted it to the human race over the following century. I woke them at Lingshan. That I should be the one to send them back into oblivion had an almost poetic resonance, a fulfillment of long and heavy responsibility. When you put it that way, that's a good point. But the stage is set. I have done all I can. What remains is left to you and Alcatraz. Good luck, Nathan. My sincere best wishes go with you. Well, rest in peace, Hargreaves. Unlocks, game videos, and it looks like it's all just cutscenes, I think. Yeah, these are the pre-mission things, yeah. Prophet's flashbacks, huh? Oh, I remember that. That was the ending of Crysis 1, where he flies off back to the island.
The Ceph tore us down at the Lingshan Islands. But that was just Hargreave testing the water. He knew what we'd find buried out there. He just wanted to see what the nanosuits would do when we found it. Wanted to know what was going to happen to the suit tech. What was going to happen to the people inside when we finally breached the Ceph perimeter.
That's
all
fucked up.
We were for this fucker. Just test subjects for his nanosuit program. Plug in post-human parts for his war against the Ceph. He didn't even try to deny it.
I turned them into post-human warriors. You're a soldier. Think of it as necessary sacrifice.
You lied to us! He laughed when I walked away. Said I'd be back. What choice did I have?
This isn't a war ordinary humans can win. This is the future.
Worst thing, he called it right. Sick motherfucker was right about all of it. He prepped himself to face the Ceph. He was just too weak to finish it.
Death's an inconvenience now. Nothing more.
I had to come back with what I found. But I came late, brother. Way too late. Way too fucked up. And right in the middle of Invasion fucking Central. Maybe Hargreaves saw that one too. I don't know. Man's been around most of the last century. Who knows what he saw? Only thing he didn't see coming was you, Alcatraz. He knew I'd die without the suit, without his help. He just didn't count on me finding you.
I don't remember seeing that one. Well, I guess that will about do it. Service records: 861 kills, 503 headshots. Favorite weapon was the Scarab. Favorite suit mode was Power, somehow. 56.56% accuracy. I don't know what 55 Spectre means. My favorite attachment was Iron Sight, somehow. The longest I lived was 12 hours, 52 minutes, and 35 seconds without dying. My longest fall was 26 meters. Killed no enemies by sliding or throwing objects. I traveled 78.75 kilometers in total, slid to 205 meters. Sorry, 205.01. Through 4 objects. Let's see. I spent 10% of my time in armor mode, 13.42% of my time in stealth mode, and somehow 76.50% of my time in power mode. Wow. Oh yeah, look at that. Close second of most used weapon was the Mark 60. Go figure. I was actually more accurate with that thing than the Scarab. And the least used weapon was... Oh, sorry, they don't order them that way. It looks like the hammer so far. Technically, the frag grenade is lower than that. But yeah, looks like it was the great big pistol. Okay. I'm satisfied with that. So I guess that will about do it. I'm BurningDogFace, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me for Let's Play Crysis 2 Remastered. On behalf of myself, Alcatraz, Prophet, Tara Strickland, Chino, and even Colonel Barclay, I thank you for joining me for this series, and I hope you had a great time. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed playing it. I hope you'll return the next time I come back to the Crysis franchise, and I hope you'll join me for my next video series. Till then, have yourselves a great day, Burning Dog fans. Later!